Hi everyone, and welcome to the last episode of Emulating Ronaldo Series 1. We've finally got there. It's taken a while, but it could have taken longer. I did regularly upload these videos, and I will be starting another series probably in mid-June after the World Cup, and that will give you another opportunity to take part in one of these series, and I will probably make sure we're slightly better than we were in this series. We've been good players, but we haven't been world class, and we haven't emulated Ronaldo, so it would be good to actually have a player that really does emulate Ronaldo and maybe be a Portuguese winger that destroys everyone. But anyway, I have holidayed through, so we're now at the age of 40, and strangely enough, although quite a few of us did become coaches and director of football and that sort of thing, I'm the only person that's actually remained as a director of football. I don't have a club. I look naff, but everyone else has retired properly from the game. Some players did last into their late 30s in the end, but I will go down the list. This is the international players and how many caps everyone managed to get. Pedro Simpson, apart from the guy that retired right at the start, did earn the least caps, but that was because he was Brazilian. He ended up representing Portugal at the age of 30 thanks to gaining nationality there. And goals-wise, it was Dean Mainwell that got the most goals in the end. But anyway, I'll go down the list. I'll probably go in this order in terms of caps. We've seen Usain Bolt already last episode, but if you want to have a quick look, you can pause the video and see him. Arthur Sleep retired at the age of 33. We saw him last time as well. Dean Mainwell retired at 34 in the end, leaving Man United in 2027 for Al Gharafa, where he played a few games, won a few things, won a Asian Cup with South Korea, won a few competitions with Man United, quite a few competitions in fact, and obviously was a beast for South Korea with 51 goals in 106 caps. Very good player. John Camp, we've seen him last time, so you can pause that if you want to have a look. Conor McGinty, another one, retired really early at the age of 30. Then there's myself. I did retire with 13 goals in 90 caps for England. I'm pretty pleased with that, to be honest. I actually retired last year at the age of 38 or 39. Played for Lincoln and Gillingham. I left Chelsea after not really playing for 2 seasons. And then going to Gillingham, had a very good season with them in the Skrill Premier. Then went up where we got promoted to League 2, where I had a decent season, but I mean that was my best season goals and assists wise, but that's what you'd expect really. I was only early 30s then, 33, and then moved to Lincoln on a free and had a couple of seasons with them in the Skrill Premier, and last season 2 seasons ago I didn't really play. Achievements wise, I won quite a few different things in my time, which is pretty pleasing. Biggest achievement, of course, was winning that getting promoted from the Skrill Premier with Gillingham. Just have a quick look at the Premiership whilst we're here and see what happened. So, Man City finally won a league after about 20 seasons without one. Arsenal actually won 3, and Liverpool won the last one. Millwall won the Premiership. And look, Villas-Boas is back at Chelsea at the age of 58. Moving on to... I forgot to look at my biography. You can pause that if you want to read my biography. There you go. Obviously a director of football now with no club. Matthew Bryson retired at 33. We saw him in the last video, so you can pause that if you didn't see that. Marco Sinio Taylor retired at 35 in the end. Had a good career. Ended his career with Man City in the end. Retiring in 2031, 5 years ago. Scored a few goals for them, and won the FA Cup with Man City in 2030. Also won the Euro Cup and the Premier League with Man City as well in 2026. He was part of that team. Moving on to Ewan Moffat, who was captain of Scotland for a few years. 2 goals in 80 games for Scotland. Bit of a Scottish legend, did very well for them. Won the World Club Championship with Liverpool. A few different competitions, minor competitions. Ended his career with Inverness after leaving Los Angeles. Next up is Gozajewski, probably the best player. He produced 34 goals in 79 games for Poland. Would have had a lot more caps if he hadn't retired early from international football. and basically spent the majority of his career at Bayern Munich, apart from a couple of seasons with Vissla. Did play in the reserves for the last season that he played, but 144 goals in 405 games. I think that might just be league appearances. Not 100% sure if that shows all of your appearances, but that's quite impressive, especially as he didn't really play up front. He did play left wing, played up front sometimes, but lots of competition victories with Bayern Munich. Wonder if they actually managed to start winning the league again, because they went a long time without winning, and he did. They did. Ironically, when Gosiewski actually finished, so he won a few league titles at the start of his career, but then there was just all these other teams. Which is good to see, really. Bayern Munich struggled, but they did keep winning the cup quite a few times, in fact. So he won a few cups in his time. Kim Jong-shamak retired at 34, which is what we saw in the last video. I think it said he was going to retire at the end of the season. Finished career as Cesena, played quite a few years for Arsenal and PSV and a few seasons in Holland, and won a few competitions in his time. Managed to win the European Super Cup 3 seasons in a row of Arsenal, and the Euro Cup 2 seasons in a row. Dragunov was an absolute beast at the back. He also retired from international football a bit early, I think, meaning he didn't get up to 100 like it was forecasted towards the start of his career. Did very well with Atletico and then Benfica. Made quite a few appearances in those 8 years he was there. And we can't see what he won really with Atletico, but he did win quite a few league titles. And they really have dominated. I mean, Real Madrid haven't won it since 2017. That's absolutely crazy. I mean, they haven't even finished second. Ridiculous. So it's good to see Atletico becoming the dominant team in Madrid. I guess it goes in cycles, but not sure if that will happen in real life. Although, of course, they did win it in real life this season. We saw a playmaker of puns retire in the last video, so you can just pause this if you want to have a look at his biography. Moving on to our friend Andreas, he also retired in the last video, so you can have a look at that. Luca van der Bijl is another one that retired in the last video. Sorry that I'm skipping through these, but if you didn't see the last video, then you can just pause this and look at the biography if you're interested. Zakadjis retired at 34, just after the last video. Didn't really end his career very well. Had a good start, had a very good career with Malta, 34 goals in 72 games internationally. Did reasonably well for Chelsea at one point before eventually losing out to other players in the team, and went on loan to Stuttgart and eventually left Aston Villa and Sheffield Wednesday. Won a few competitions in his time though, so that's good to see, including a league title in 2021. Next up is Harry Hayes, he's called Henry Hayes in real life, I think. But anyway, 70 appearances for Ireland, 1 goal, a couple of competition victories with Genoa, where he finished his career in 2030. Andre Legiant had a very good career with Real Madrid for 10 years before moving to America and then into Belgium, where he retired at the age of 35. Won a couple of things with Real Madrid, but of course they really did struggle in the league. But he won the Euro Cup and Spanish Super Cup, and probably a couple of other cup competitions in that division. Supermac had a promising start to his career, did reasonably well for Arsenal before losing out to other players in that team. 66 caps for Ireland, but ended his career in the Republic of Ireland with Sligo Rovers and Cobb Ramblers. Did win a couple of things with Arsenal though in his time. Jack Welshinio retired at 35, which is reasonably early for a keeper. Actually ended his career with Valencia in the end after leaving Genk. And yeah, 65 caps with San Marino. And did okay in his career. The thing that really did let him down was his aerial ability and his jumping reach, which was incredibly poor for a keeper at the start of the game. He would have been a top keeper if he'd had better attributes with those two attributes. Joseph Davies retired at 34, actually at Real Madrid, so really did end at the top, didn't decide to go on to lower league teams like other players did. Won a couple of things with Real Madrid, Monaco and Man United. Played for some really big teams. Paulson played for Liverpool for years and years. Didn't really make a huge number of league appearances in those 12 years that he was there. Won a couple of things. Don't know if he's made it onto the Liverpool legend list as he was there for so long, but can you see him there? I can't, but I might be skimming over it. Christopherson, we saw him last time, so I'll skip over him. Big Gale lasted to the age of 36, which I think is the second highest now after me. Ended his career with QPR, 42 caps for England, was a decent English career really, and obviously was at Tottenham for 9 years, where he won a couple of FA Cups. Kieran Marsden also ended his career at 36 in Mexico, was there from 2029 onwards, but played for 2 different teams. One was of course the reserves there. Ended with Morella and won a couple of things with Argentina, the Copa America in 2023, and earned 41 caps for Argentina. Had a decent career. Jiminy Cricket ended his playing days at the age of 35 with Portland in the USA, and won a few things with Genoa, Man United, and a few different Club World Championship, and didn't really have an amazing international career, which is strange because he was a really cracking player. Matt Crowe ended his career at 36 with Charlton. Looks like he went on loan to Tranmere for 1 point. Did okay. Played for Man United, Monaco, and won a few competitions with Man United. Matt Trevelyan was wasted by Man City, unfortunately. Could have had a really good England career. Did actually get 8 goals in 18 games, which is quite decent. But Man City ruined him. Won a few competitions with Man City. But if he'd moved on earlier on in his career, he would have been a much better player. Played for Colorado and Pumas in his last few years, and the reserve team as well, before retiring. Pedro Simpson had a great end to his career. Played 11 years for Porto in the end, and did quite well, winning a few things with them. I think they won the league a couple of times. You can see they won the league recently and a couple of times there. Let's see if Pedro Simpson's on any sort of list, as he did play for them for a rather long time. He is. It's on favoured personnel, so that's good to see. And that's all the players. So that's the end of emulating Ronaldo Series 1. I hope you enjoyed the series. If you did, please leave a like. It'd be great to get a few likes on this video. And I will be starting another one, like I said, in July. Making even better players, maybe a few more. See what I can do just to get more of you in it. I will hopefully, I'm planning on making a massive database for FM15 where I just include nearly everyone and let you play with the database, and maybe I'll do a few videos on it. That's the plan. Got no promises, but hopefully that will go ahead. It will take obviously a long time to make, so it could be like a couple of months doing that. But anyway, thank you for watching the series, thank you for watching this video, and I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. See you guys.